the Away End podcast on Danny Talk Stuff. Remember to like and subscribe. It's Man City's league and we're all living in it.
Yeah, do you know what? You don't respect the team, no. I can never respect that team. Who's the players who've come through the Man City academy? What? Foden, that's it. Yeah.
Foden.
Joe Hart came from
Shrewsbury,
yeah. So,
yeah.
I mean, they could argue that effectively City was like a finishing school for him, and I guess Michael Richards as well. He was there when they won.
Love him.
Yeah, look what happened to that.
He was there when they won the first one, right?
Yeah, but he was part of the pleasing squad. So hear me out here, right? So,
gone.
They had players like Joe Hart and Michael Richards and so on and so forth. Because if they would have done what Arsenal in effect do, had 11, different players from different leagues and different nations starting on, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong or there's nothing right with that, but what I'm saying is they've done that to kind of like, well, look, we've still got this homegrown talent here. Michael Richards, he was a great right back. He was fantastic. Quite physical and stuff like that, but he wasn't the best.
No,
he
didn't help.
And I think what they did in the early days after the takeover was actually really good because they did buy young players who were hyper talented, but they needed that finishing, they needed that polishing, and then City got really good at doing that. And I think over the last 8 years in particular, that's gone out the window, and now they're just spending on what they're hoping is already the finished product.
The thing is, though, is you can't spend with everything that's going on right now. Well, no. I mean, Man City, and this is again. You try and say stuff about like disrespecting the club, but Man City are constantly renowned for not filling the stadium, no matter what manager they've had in or what players or what part of the Champions League they've got to. Clubs like Liverpool and United, and Newcastle and West Ham, don't be Phil. They're used to the 11th man. The 12th man is the fan. So they're feeling the impact of that. I've seen loads of Liverpool fans being like, why aren't Liverpool spending 80 or 90 million on a centre-back? It's because we can't afford to, but Man City is still spending, but they still get away with it. Because they had that Champions League ban, but they got away with it.
How are they getting away with it? Exactly. I mean, mate, there's so much dodgy stuff that goes on in UEFA.
Yeah.
And then in the
well, look at this, but we got a Winter World Cup in 2022. Because people in Dubai love playing football. Fuck off.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I get married that summer, so that means I'm not going to be like score. On the wedding day.
Yeah. But I mean, you will be. Actually, do you know what? You should put a screen behind her.
But no, there's no World Cup on. There's no World. It's in December. I mean, trial and error. It might be fucking great. You know what? We actually all might love it because I love going to the pub on Boxing Day and watching a match. Could be watching England. Could be watching England versus Germany. Could be watching Germany. Another game, something like that. But it might not be. I love that summer World Cup feeling. England win 1-0 against a shit Paraguay, and everyone's singing "It's Coming Home," and it's great after 3 days, and it fucking does your head in, and so on and so forth. It could be great, but at the same time, we're not expecting to. But I like that because sometimes if you're over big something when it's not that great, but when something's shit and you think something's gonna be shit and it's actually all right, it's pretty good.
So 2018. It was my birthday on the 11th of July, right?
Okay.
So it's always my birthday on the 11th of July. It wasn't just that year, just for clarity. I decided that year was the 11th. No. So anyway.
Are you the Queen? You have 2 birthdays or something.
I mean, special person, mate. So I got invited to go to this like exclusive bar that had like a downstairs area. My Sunday league team had been invited down there. And we were going to get sick. We're going to go down there. We're going to watch this game. And for whatever reason, this bar hadn't expected it to get that busy. And so we've turned up for this promised private room. And the bar's like, you know what? Actually, we're too busy, so we're cancelling it. Right? Yeah.
Bollocks.
I'd have jumped over the fucking bar, grabbed 2 bottles of vodka, and been pouring them in all my mates' mouths. And pouring a bit of,
So there's a queue down the road, right? We can't even get in, let alone, get down to this private room that we supposedly had. And so I've got the game on my phone, and we ran down to Charing Cross on the train back home. And I'm watching the game like, oh, and then all of a sudden I've got a crowd of people around me watching England versus Croatia on my phone.
Oh my God, don't tell me the free kick went in.
Yeah, the free kick went in about a minute after we got on the train. The train erupted, mate. Erupted.
Oh, mate, that must have been awesome. I was living in Edinburgh for the 2014 World Cup. And do you remember that Raheem Sterling shot that everyone in the beer garden thought went in against Italy?
Yeah.
Mate, I just bought 2 pints, you know, it's obviously a plastic. And what's the first thing you do if England score a goal and you're in a beer garden?
Yeah.
Walks over to my mate, Tom Zanelli. Tom's a great guy. Sterling shot. Throws pint in the air, jumping up and down. All my Scottish mates. Yeah, we wanker and all this. I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, mate, ridiculous. I mean, that's all we want, though. We want that feeling.
Yeah. The thing is I always think, I mean, I love England, and, you know, I don't think I'd ever have the same enthusiasm I do for Liverpool for England. But for me, what I love about England is I'd say 99% of English people get behind it. But, you know, when you look at it, it's like an England flag, and it'll be Grimsby fans, or it's an England flag.
Yeah.
Everyone gets behind it. And, you know, as a Liverpool fan, you expect some type of competition. You know, like, we're up there, we're going to try and win the Premier League or the Champions League and so on and so forth. Those lower league fans don't really get that, and it's their big thing. And I think that's what builds it even more, if you get what I'm saying.
I had an idea, actually, talking about how much football can unite us all, for a video that I'm going to do whenever lockdown ends, like properly ends, countrywide ends, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do a video about football uniting us, where I'm going to do a 24-hour challenge where I'm going to get a ball and I'm going to travel around the country and get as many people as possible that I know to do something amazing with football in 24 hours.
That's something like the Sidemen would do.
Something like that, kind of what they would do. But I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to ride or go by train or do whatever I can to get around to as many people that I know in different cities around the UK and go do something amazing with this ball.
It'd be a shame if the train was delayed because of a signal failure.
That would be horrific. But you know what? Like, I just thought it'd be a great idea, because football does, you know, like, bring us all together, and it has that power. You know, people also use it as a vehicle to separate us sometimes, but it has such a great ability to bring us together, and the World Cup is a great, you know, thing for that.
Yeah, that's right.
We have got a good summer of sport coming up. We've got the Euros, and we've got the Olympics. And I actually do like the Olympic football, because I think you only have 4 professional footballers in the squad, and it pisses me off that GB don't have a squad, because Scotland and Wales are quite bitter towards it. But no, I am looking forward to the summer of sport that we're coming up to.
Olympic football is okay. I thought it was you're only allowed 4 players over a certain age. I didn't know it was for people who have professional contracts.
Oh no, you are right. Yeah, sorry, 4 players over a certain age.
I think it's over 23. You're allowed 4.
Yeah. I remember the London Olympics. We had Ryan Giggs, Craig Bellamy. They were in the team, weren't they?
There was 2 others. I'm trying to think.
Beckham wasn't in it, was he?
He was going to be. I can't remember if he.
But he got injured. He got injured.
That was it. Yeah, so
he was a coach.
The poster boy.
He was a coach.
Yeah, they were going to include Beckham just for, you know, old time's sake kind of thing, and then he got injured in the run up to it. Was Milner one of them?
Well, I can't remember. It was.
I think Milner may have been one of them, and maybe it was Joe Hart in goal. I'd have to look it up.
Butland was in goal. Jack Butland was in goal.
Jack Butland, but he was under the age of 23.
Oh yeah, that was it. Harold. Oh no. I think Michael Richards, he was in the team. James Tompkins was in it.
Do you know what? Let's have a look. I'm sure I can find it. I'm sure it won't take me very long. Yeah, here we go. I've got the 2012 squad right here in front of me. So the players over the age of 23, you had Michael Richards, who was 24. Ryan Giggs.
45.
38. Maybe it's 3 players. The other one was Craig Bellamy. Maybe it's only 3. Maybe we've got that wrong. But there was no Scottish representation in it at all. And I think that's. I I think they said they didn't want to be involved. I think they said they were happy for it to go ahead, but they didn't want to be involved.
More to the point, does he have any players good enough?
So yeah, I've got the squad here. So you got Giggs, Danny. I mean, look at some of the players that are in it. You got Alan from Swansea. I mean, obviously a lot of these players might have moved. Bellamy, he was at Liverpool. Ryan Bertrand was at Chelsea. Butland, Birmingham.
Sinclair got a game.
Scott Sinclair, yeah.
Thomas Cleverley. Giggs.
Cleverley.
Aaron Ramsey. You know.
Do you know what? It is a squad though full of nearly men.
Yeah.
There are a few really good players in there, but there's a lot of nearly men in there.
I wonder how many of these players are at. Sturridge was in there as well. Jesus, bloody hell!
That was when he was still at Chelsea, wasn't it?
That was when he didn't get injured.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. A time before Sturridge injury. Can you imagine it?
Do you know what the thing? I remember Sass, which was obviously Sturridge and Suarez.
Oh yeah.
And that was bloody brilliant. That I mean,
that's up there as one of the best strike partnerships in the league.
I think it was one of the best teams in the league. That it's really underrated. It's just if Liverpool would have won the league that year, it would have been known as one of the best teams. The problem with that team was we didn't have a great centre back. We had a Daniel Agger that was always injured, Skirtle that was losing that pace, and so on and so forth. But
I really like Daniel Agger. I've actually got some really. I've got a few like football either or questions for you, Matt. I thought you might want to do some of these.
Ooh.
Shit, here we go.
So they are mostly silly, but some of them might be difficult.
Okay.
Half time, pie or burger?
Burger.
Hippier or Carragher?
Carragher.
Reina or Allison?
Allison.
Suarez or Torres?
Suarez.
Benitez or Klopp?
Klopp.
And then lastly, do you prefer a home game or an away game?
Home game.
Yeah.
May I interject something?
Go for it.
Aren't you meant to do an introduction before you say all this? I know we've been filming this for 12 minutes.
Nah, we're just going for it, mate. This is it now. We're recording. This is all going in.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's all going in, mate.
Oh, right.
It's been good. It's been good chat. I'm enjoying it. I wanted to keep it more casual, and I'm just quite happy that we're just cracking on with it.
Good.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so actually, one more question. Would you rather see success for Liverpool or England at this point? Because you've already seen success for Liverpool now, but you've never seen success for England. But I know obviously Liverpool is special to you.
Right. This is going to be dead controversial, this. Liverpool by a long shot. And the only reason I say that is obviously is a lot of people's views and reactions to things like Hillsborough. So, as you all know, I play American football, and I've just signed up for a rugby team. Again, I love challenging myself, but I left. One of the lads in the group had put who do people think is going to win, Liverpool or Man City? And one of the lads from Warrington, Man City fan, put, fuck them, they're all a bunch of murderers anyway. Always the victims. I can't, I mean, don't get me wrong, again, I'll always support England. I want England to win, but I can't even tell you the amount of times I've had that comment from football fans up and down England. And I know you're both shaking your head, and quite rightly, you're both shaking your head. I would encourage anyone that thinks Liverpool, live so little of Liverpool, to read Kenny Dalglish's book. You will get an education and a half about the Heysel incident. But that's and you ask a lot. If you ask a lot of diehard Liverpool fans, that they'll say to you, "We're Scousers, we're not English," and so on and so forth. And I'm not going to. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I mean, I don't even claim to be a Scouser, you know, but you'll get that reaction because of the view of certain fans. However, I will say, who's the guy who goes blood in Arsenal TV?
Troops.
He's fucking brilliant. I love him. Liverpool have battered Arsenal, and he's there doing an interview, stood there like that, you know, the way he does after the game.
Yeah.
And loads of people are putting Justice for 96 stickers all over him. And he went, I support it. I'm all for it. They're right what they're doing. And ever since he said that, he can say blood, he can say fuck, he can say as much as he wants. I like him. So if more people like him...
All good in your books, innit? Yeah. Oh, mate. Do you know what? I think that's disgusting, though. Like, you know, 96 people lost their lives. And it was no one person's fault. Like,
even if you look at the Heysel disaster, though, like, and I'm not saying who's innocent, who wasn't innocent. There was fighting going on. Stuff was getting thrown from each side. It was poorly policed. Before they even went there, they were told they should move it to another stadium because the stadium is about as safely structured as a 4-year-old Lego piece. Bits were falling apart. It was all written there for something to happen. You know, we do it. I don't know what you guys do for work, but you know, if you go to an event, you do a health and safety risk. What is it? If and you would identify the risks and you stop something from happening. That wasn't done. Do you know what I mean? In regards to the Hillsborough disaster, Jesus Christ, that was just, you know, some justice has been done, not all of it, but you know, if you're given that duty of care, that power, and you don't fulfill that, and something happens, then you are at risk. You have to, you know, fall under them consequences. And it's not got there yet. It has done, but it's just a shame it took so long. It's just.
Well, can I ask something? You know, in Liverpool, because of like the Hillsborough thing, it's like a thing which is forbidden is the Sun newspaper.
Yeah, we don't buy the Sun.
Yeah. Well, what I've always wondered about that is it because they sort of did something about it?
No, they printed lies saying that like Liverpool fans were pissing on the dead bodies and robbing the dead bodies and so on and so on. They just printed. I'm not even going to entertain what they said because they just printed pure lies. But that's the Sun for you anyway. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, people just think it's the Sun. There's so many papers linked to the Sun and so on and so forth. But no one buys it. There was groups. I'm not in them as much no more. But there was groups and they would tell you a shop. So if there was a certain shop that was selling the Sun or something like that, they would tell you, and people wouldn't shop there. They'd go in and see, and if it was the case, they just went, well, I'm not going there. You know, there was an Asda. I think there was an Asda that sold it. The amount of people that didn't shop there that went to Tesco, and Asda had to issue an apology. You know, and people might go, that's petty, so on and so forth. No, it's not. Just don't print stupid lies.
Yeah, of course.
And you know, we're in a era now where fake news is so abrupt. You know, could you imagine sharing that now? Fucking hell.
Crazy, mate. And the worst thing is it's not like there's not plenty of like video footage. Like people know pretty extensively what happened there and what didn't happen there. And they just want shock headlines, so they don't care who they upset or tarnish doing it. And
what we're not getting is this was the FA Cup semi-final as well. So the FA Cup then was the biggest cup competition on the world to people in the UK, but it was also aired all over Europe. And here's another curveball: my mum and dad got fucking married on that day, and half of the guests at that wedding would have bloody been there. That's what's crazy. Wow. That's mental.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Pretty insane. I mean, your mum or dad might have been there.
Just is what it is, isn't it?
It is what it is, mate. That is a pretty intense story.
But the point is I mean, obviously getting back to the question, England or Liverpool, I would love to see England win the World Cup. And yeah, I'd absolutely go. I'd say to my fiancée, I'm going on a 3-day bender, and I'd be in at 10 o'clock that night because I'm old now. But it's always going to be Liverpool, and for a sad reason, that being that reason. I'd love to see England win the World Cup. Of course I would. Do I think it's going to happen? Not anytime soon.
I mean, this is also, there's another kind of factor to it that I thought immediately before you even went into these details. You have to see so many people who will wind you up about club football every day. You don't have to see so many people who wind you up about international football every day. Like, I think that there's a different kind of treatment given to international football as well, where people don't wind you up so much about it, except for, you know, England and Germany.
But even that though, the German mentality is a lot more polite, you know, a lot more polite than ours. You know, and I am not saying that, I would never ever quote this, but I am just telling you, I've heard this from, and this is a guy who voted for Brexit and voted for UKIP. This guy, and I was at a pub, shouted 2 World Wars and 1 World Cup.
Of course, I mean, I've heard it so many times.
But, you know, and that's disgusting. Like, that's so bad and sad at the same time. And then, you know, whereas if it was me, I'd just be like, we would have beat you if that Frank Lampard goal would have been allowed, and we would have.
Yeah,
fucking battered them. The momentum that would have been at a World Cup. You can have a game that just changes the whole momentum, and that would have been the game, and that's where VAR would have been great.
I can't remember what moment it was, but there was a moment in the Croatia game as well at 2018 that everyone was like, if we put that away, it would have.
Harry Kane didn't pass to Raheem Sterling.
Yes, that's it. That's the moment. I
am the least Harry Kane fan you'll ever meet in your life. When he was taking free kicks against Iceland, I was with this girl no longer with her, and she said she's never heard me so much. I was actually screaming, "Get that fucking shit off you!" No, it was honestly. He's only good against shit teams. I've never seen him you'll never see him score a hat trick against Germany, Argentina, Spain, or Brazil or anything. You'll see him banging 3 goals and a penalty.
True.
Our England squad is not good enough to win that World Cup. I would love us to, but it's not good enough to win that World Cup. Who's the best striker? We got Harry Kane. Okay,
mate. The best striker we have is Jamie Vardy, but he's retired from international duty.
I'd say to him, look, do you want to just come out, be a super sub, be someone you put on the last 20 minutes to go when the defense is tired, play that ball through, just use your speed. Because
I would bring him. I'd say to him, look, I don't want you to play qualification and have to do all this extra stuff, but do you just want to come to the tournament because you're so useful? I'd just have you at the tournament because he's so reliable to get goals.
But the thing is how mistreated has he been? I mean, how many games has he started for England? Not enough.
Not enough.
I love Marcus Rashford, and what Marcus Rashford has done for this country has been none short of amazing. But your starting lineup is going to be up front strikers, Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane. Who's your midfield going to be? We don't even know that. There's no set squad.
No.
I mean, by the time the actual World Cup rolls around next year,
there'll be new lot of players.
There's every chance that Ivan Toney or Adam Armstrong will have had 12 months in the Premier League and could announce themselves. Or Danny Ings could have another good season, but he's aging out as well. But Southgate is so adamant of sticking with the same batch of players. But
what I like about Southgate is he changed that whole just because you're Wayne Rooney and you're not doesn't mean you're not starting. That's why Wayne Rooney called it quits, because every England manager since Sven, it was always we're going to put Gerrard and Lampard in midfield. It doesn't work. We're going to put Wayne Rooney up front. We're going to have John Terry and Rio as the back two. Ashley Cole, you left back and right back, whoever. It was always the same thing, and you're seeing that with Liverpool now. If you play the same squad all the time, you eventually figure it out. We got figured out far too often.
That's true. That it's like even with that England team, it was like
he did clear out a lot of players. Yeah, when Southgate came in, he cleared out a lot of players and brought in a lot of new players, and I think it needed that. But I think he's kind of become a little bit adamant with sticking with the same squad as much as he can. But then managers should have a favourite squad. You want managers to know who they want to play.
But I don't disagree with him doing what he's doing. I just don't think we've got the players. I don't think we've. I mean, you could bring in anyone as a manager. I don't think we've got a good enough place to win it, unfortunately. I don't think he should change his squad because we've not really. Apart from Croatia, we've done all right. Obviously the Euros we qualify for that with ease, but we're doing all right. We're doing really good, but with the players that we've got, I think that that's really acceptable. I don't think we've got any major injuries coming into the Euros. Anyone?
Not that
I can think of. Not currently.
But what I would like to see from an England fan point of view, I would like to see the likes of Rashford and Kane and Henderson and so on and so forth going into a good run, because I think that's pivotal. Because you look at so many World Cups where players have got injured just before, and it's kind of ruined it. 2002 World Cup, Steven Gerrard was injured, and he was amazing that 2001-2002 season. 2006 World Cup, we had did we have a Beckham and Rooney issue? Rooney's metatarsal.
Rooney had a metatarsal,
but
he still went. It was 2002 when Beckham done his metatarsal, but we still got him in.
Yeah, but even then, you're not going to have that fluidity, that consistency, and so on and so forth. 2010, it was Rio Ferdinand when Emil Heskey collided into him in training.
Yes, yeah. I remember that.
2014, that was just a fucking shambles because we didn't know what young players to play. We had all these players mid-30s being like, I can still do it, boss, when they couldn't. Lampard shouldn't have gone. Gerrard shouldn't have been captain, so on and so forth. And then the last World Cup, great. We beat a team that has a population of 80,000 people, 7-0. Who else did we have in our group stage? We got beat by Belgium.
Yeah.
And who was the other one we had?
Wasn't Panama.
That was the team we beat.
Yeah. I can't remember now.
I'm on it. 2018.
Go for it.
Tunisia, we beat Tunisia. I mean, Tunisia, to be fair, it's Tunisia and the World Cup record. They turn up, they give you a good game. But even that being said, our World Cup thing wasn't. We beat Tunisia 2-1.
Yeah.
Harry Kane scored the last minute goal, didn't he? The one I slag off so much. England, Pamela 6-1. We got beat by Belgium 1-0, but that wasn't a bad thing because our road to the semi-final was a lot more easier. Colombia 1-1 penalties. We actually won at penalties.
Yeah.
Sweden 2-0, the easiest quarter-final I've ever seen in my life. And then obviously we got beat in the semis and we got beat in the third, fourth playoff. But even
third, fourth playoff thing was ridiculous. I think we were all on such a high. I don't think anyone was that worried about it.
No one was bothered.
I think for them it was like their opportunity to go like, we actually are an elite club in country now in world football. And for us, we were like, we're just so happy that we got to a semi-final of a World Cup.
Yeah,
it was done, and I think a lot of people just burned out from it all. It was such a wonderful time though.
Just doing something for you now. 1 second.
What are you looking for?
I'm doing it. So since England got beaten by Belgium, we've played 15 games. How many of them do you reckon we've won?
Most of them, 12.
Okay, what about you, Phil?
11.
We've won 13 and lost 2.
Yeah.
Anyone want to guess the 2 teams that beat us?
Spain.
Okay, you reckon Spain?
We played Belgium and lost.
Did we lose to Holland?
Right, sorry. I'm counting the Spain as a victory because we won on aggregate. Sorry, not to shit on your thing. So forget the Spain bit.
Okay. So who have we lost to?
So we've lost to Netherlands, Holland,
and
the Czech Republic. Something happened that game, though, didn't it? Didn't someone do a big ass blooper or something? No, someone got sent off. That was it. Who was it?
I honestly, do you know what? I don't remember.
I'm gonna find it right now. I've got this thing and it tells me.
What are you using?
Google.
Yes. That thing that happens to be Google.
Yeah, I'm sure someone got sent off, but well. But anyway, with going on about changing the squad, I wouldn't change my squad if out of 15 games I'd came out on top in so many. And you look at our next few fixtures. All right, we've got San Marino.
Wow.
Albania.
Wow.
Poland will be a good game.
That should be a good game.
Yeah.
See, I mean, you look at the amount of players Poland have had taken from them who've played for Germany. It's ridiculous. England, Austria, not really bothered. England, Romania, they last dangerous in 1998 when they beat us in the group stage. And then we've got the Euro group stage, England, Croatia. Oh, we'll end up beating them. That's what's crazy.
Do you know what the thing is we will in a group game because it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Because they'll get through the group as well as us.
Yeah. Then we've got England, Scotland, 18th of June. Oh my sweet Jesus!
That'll be the one.
8 o'clock kickoff as well.
That should be good.
You literally, if England win that, the whole of the UK is going to be singing "It's Coming Home."
They'll want another referendum, mate.
Let's vote for another referendum every 5 years till we get what we want, even though it's a once in a lifetime vote. And we're not doing politics in this call. And then we've got in the group stage, we've got Czech Republic and England. Now, what's interesting about that is in the last 2 years, what year are we on? In the last 3 years, Czech Republic have beat us. Croatia have beat us. And I believe the last time we played Scotland and lost 2 or 3 games, we drew 2-2. Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
Breakfast is ready. It's all good.
Keep this in.
What you got for breakfast?
Let's go find out. 1 sec.
Oh, should we go find out? Okay, we're going on an adventure, mate.
That's it. Might get attacked by a dog on the way. It's a French bulldog, don't worry.
I love French bulldogs, mate.
No, you're not this one.
No,
I'll show you them now.
Not a friendly dog.
No, it's just a pain in the ass. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, one sec. There it is.
Oh.
Say hello.
Woof woof.
So.
Sweet, very sweet, mate.
Right, let me go grab it now. So, what's the next subject?
Yeah, mate. Let's talk about the games today and tomorrow.
Yeah. When's this actually going to come out?
Today.
Okay.
In about two hours' time, mate.
Excellent.
So Liverpool have got Everton.
That's you have today.
5:30 kickoff.
5:30. How are you feeling? Are you confident?
To be honest, mate, I think we're going to absolutely batter them. There's still a lot of people who are dead peeved off about Van Dijk. Quite rightly.
Of course.
That's obviously the inconsistencies of VAR, which we can go on about obviously at some point. But no, I think I think they're going to get an absolute schooling. You're going to have a lot of very hyped up players who aren't going to need to be hyped up too much. Because if you look at that, let's just say you take that tackle out of the game.
Yeah.
Do you really think Liverpool are going to be in sixth place?
I think you're being very polite calling it a tackle.
Yeah. So attempted murder.
Assault and battery.
But if you put Van Dijk in that squad, let's just say Gomez is injured, and let's even say anyone else is injured, and someone's got to step up.
Fabinho.
You're still gonna have consistent performances. I mean, Fabinho's fucking fantastic, even at centre back. So if you keep Van Dijk in that squad, a lot of shit's changing. So
the way he controls the line and the way he organises your back four. I mean, and what he does particularly well is whenever one of your two wing backs go up, you'll see him shouting at whoever's in the middle to cover their space.
Yeah.
And he's very, very good at organising that element of your organisation and your defence as well, which I don't know if anybody else is there yet. I don't know if I've not listened to Fabinho speak much. I don't know if it's a communication thing for him.
Yeah. Did you hear what Neil Lennon said to Van Dijk when he joined Celtic?
No, go on.
And don't buy anywhere here, mate. You won't be here for too long, because he knew he was that fucking good.
Wow.
He knew he was that good. I mean, if you're looking at Liverpool's defenders, we've just got Ben Davies. I'm not going to count defenders who we've just bought. So if you had a fit Van Dijk, and so obviously Matip and Gomez are still out, you've got Reece Williams, who's going to thrive under that. Nathaniel Phillips should be a Sunday League player, but he's just brilliant in that Premier League.
I like Nat Phillips. I really like Nat Phillips.
Me too. And he's so physical in the air. He's what's needed. But there's not many defenders, backup options, because Gomez and Matip are out. But there's still cover. There's still players that can shine under Van Dijk. And
if anyone doesn't like Nat Phillips, I strongly encourage they go and look up his tackles and his interceptions and his clearances per 90. Yeah. They are monstrous.
Yeah.
The only thing that I think he gets caught out on is because you play a very high line, and he's not the quickest defender.
No.
So when the ball is played in behind him, that's the only area he struggles. But that's a system thing. That's Liverpool play a high line.
That's also going to be experience. When Carragher lost that extra pace, he had to learn how to cover, how to get back, and you'll learn that with experience. But we're now in the position where Fabinho's playing centre back, Jordan Henderson's playing centre back, even James Milner to a certain part. James Milner, by the way, the greatest free signing I think ever. But we'll get there, and I think we'll absolutely do them today. I said in one of your calls last time that I'm not really stressed, and I'm still the same. I'm not stressed. A team just doesn't turn piss poor from great.
Yeah.
It's a great team. It's just we've just got injuries right now. We resemble a guy going to the gym 15 times a week, but he never does leg day. He always skips it. So he's great up here, but he's shit. He's just,
nothing down the bottom. Yeah, of course, mate. And I think a lot of people, would say that Man United turned very poor very quickly. But what you've got to realize with them was the amount of parts of their system they lost overnight. It wasn't like Liverpool aren't going to lose their entire team overnight. That's not going to happen. You know, so many of your players are in their peak years. They're not aging out quite yet. Whereas with Man United, the last time they won the league, it was a freak incident where players who were well and truly beyond it managed to pull it out for a singular season.
I think they all knew it was Alex's last season anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Of course. And they lost so many components that made that team good. That's the only reason it happened overnight there. But
you mentioned players there. Do you want to hear my prediction?
Go on.
Mo Salah's leaving at the end of the season and Mbappe's coming.
You heard it here first.
I would be surprised if Mbappe came in, but
he's a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, I've heard this. Yeah, I think
he'd be a good side. I think he'd be a good player for Liverpool.
So right now he's in the French league, whatever you want to call it, where they've got one good team and he's in that team. So he may as well be playing for Celtic.
Yeah.
He's then going to go. He's then going to go.
He might be currently playing for Rangers, but yes.
Rangers.
At the moment.
But you look at what other leagues are going to go to. You can go to Real Madrid, which would be a great team. But I'm telling you now, in 2 years' time, that Barcelona squad is going to fall down that table. They have got so many money issues. You'll read all about it soon.
I've read about the financial issues they've got,
and that's scary money. That's scary money. So then Messi, is he going to be there in 2 years? Is he fuck? So where's he going to go to? He can stay at PSG. He can build that legacy. That's up to him. But I think he's coming next year.
See, I think personally that one of those players, either Neymar or Mbappe, is going to be up for sale this summer because I think PSG are going to go out and try and sign Messi. I think they're going to do it. I think more likely that Neymar will be available, just on a personal level, because he's not consistently available for them. But it could be either of them. And I think if somebody wanted to go after Mbappe instead and offer them good money, they probably would sell. But we'll have to wait and see. But why do you think the Salah time is coming to an end? What do you think it is that's like what signaled that for you?
So Mo Salah has the Michael Owen attitude. It's not a bad attitude. So I'll give you an example. If Liverpool got beat 7-2 by Aston Villa again, and Mo Salah scored both goals, he'd go home a very happy guy. And Michael Owen said this in interviews. Michael Owen wasn't asked what score it was as long as he scored. So if you offered him a club like Real Madrid, and they obviously during the transfer and the offer, they were like, we want to build this club around you, even though you're 30, 31 or whatever, he'd go. 100% he'd go. And not only that, I mean, I love Liverpool, and for me, Liverpool are the greatest team in the world, and so on and so forth. But I'm from here. Do you know what I mean? Does he want to play for Real Madrid? Of course he does. And do we blame him? No. But we've seen players leave Liverpool, Coutinho, and so on and so forth, who have been promised the world, and it's all gone tits up. Emre Can, he was getting there for Liverpool. He was a maybe player who was turning into a consistent performer, and he left for Juventus. And God, that was a fucking mistake.
Their midfield was so packed, though. It was ridiculous. I can't imagine what his agent said to him apart from lots of money. Apart from that, mate, because what was he thinking? He's walking into that side which was already stacked in the midfield, and they were clearly looking to buy more midfielders. What was he thinking?
That's like West Ham buying a midfielder when all the strikers are currently injured. West Ham's best striker at the moment most probably Jesse Lingard. West Ham needs strikers.
No shit, Sherlock is the good phrase.
But who would you sign right now? Right, I'm asking you this as a question. I'm not undermining your club, but with your club's reputation and so on and so forth, where you're in the league, consistently where you've performed, who would you sign realistically who would come?
As a striker,
we talked about this before. You said Ivan Toney, which we talked about this previously, and obviously Championship top goal scorer.
What about Diego Costa? Even though he was at Chelsea?
Well, we've been linked with him. We've always been known to sort of end up getting like over 30s or like free agents, but £200,000 a week he wants.
Yeah, I mean, and £200,000 a week for someone who's hardly scored in a year. I think the pacing of the Premier League is different. So here's the thing: that I think the Premier League is arguably even more technical at this point than La Liga, but it isn't quite as fast. And I think maybe Costa would have slightly more to offer here. I don't know.
Right, 1 minute, because you just said something there and I want to pick up on it. So Diego Costa, yeah?
Yeah.
How many goals did he score at Chelsea?
A lot.
Did he?
Do you know what? That's actually a good point. Some people remember players scoring more than they did. This is
I know what you mean.
So Diego Costa is a fucking absolute nightmare to play against. Right, here you go. So he played 89 times and he scored 52 goals. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, for some clubs, that's quite a lot. For me, that's not a lot for Chelsea. For the amount of support you have as a player there, Diego Costa is an absolute nightmare to play against. But him being a nightmare frees up all that.
He scored like 0.6 goals per game.
Yeah,
which is very good. Don't get me wrong; that is a very good return. But it's not. It's maybe not quite elite. Which but then as you make the point, because he's so physical, because he's so big, because he's so strong, he draws so much attention away from other players and makes space.
Yeah, that's true.
I'd pay him the money. I mean, obviously, it's going back to the whole, but with everything that's going on, you can't really afford it, which you get that. But
I think we could. Realistically, we should afford it. We've got enough wages off the wage bill and enough transfer. Even though he's obviously be a free transfer, but there's enough money there. We're one of the top 20 richest teams in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. He'd have to be doing some training or something, because there's no point signing him up if he's unfit.
Even get him on one of them pay per week, pay per game contract. I'd be doing that. Anything, just because a player like that walks in and it builds up the dressing room presence.
I think a lot of fans also think that players score a lot more goals than they do. Here's a weird little stat for you. So recently, I can't remember which game it was, but was it the Everton game where Miguel Almiron scored 2 for Newcastle? It took his total goals for Newcastle up to 11. And when he got to 11 goals, that made him Newcastle's 50th all-time top goal scorer.
What?
Right? Yeah, on 11 goals. 50th all-time.
Who's top?
Alan Shearer.
Who's second?
Jackie Milburn.
Who's third?
That's a good question.
I wonder where Michael Owen is in that list.
Pretty far down.
Yeah,
but not as far down as you'd think though. No. He scored quite a few goals for us. He's probably top 20.
I've got it right. I've got it right here. So you got 1 second. Alan Shearer's first. Len White was third.
Okay.
Michael Owen isn't even in the top 10. Brian Robson is 10th.
Who is 10th? Brian Robson. How many?
97 goals.
Yeah, so he's nowhere near that. But I think that's the thing is Newcastle have had a few really exceptional strikers who've scored a lot of goals and have carried the club on their back. But he joined the top 50 all-time Newcastle goal scorers when he scored his 11th goal for the club. Which
also it'll be joint 50th with a lot of other players over the years.
I think it was. With a few other players. Not as many as you'd think, though. A lot of players, a lot of people don't realise how few goals a lot of players actually score.
How many goals did Craig Bellamy score for Newcastle?
It's a very excellent question. Very, very excellent question. I can find out for you now. But while I'm looking for that, Phil, just talk to me a little bit about how you think West Ham are going to get on tomorrow morning, early kickoff.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're going to be stacked up for it because it's a London derby. It's Tottenham Hotspur. If we go in with a good, positive mindset, if we've got a decent attacking lineup, then who's to say that we can't do them over?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. You're in such good form. It's difficult to look past you. Craig Bellamy, by the way, scored 28 league goals for Newcastle, 43 in all competitions.
And 28 red cards.
About that, mate. Very little time for him, but
I think you've got a good chance tomorrow because the type of football Tottenham play, it's very defensive. And with everything you've got going on with your strikers, I think they're going to go for it.
Well, we've got really good defenders.
I think this is it's going to be quite interesting because you're one of the better attacking teams in the league right now. Because City are a counter-attacking team at the moment. That's what they do. They concede very few, and they're excellent counter-attacking team. And Tottenham are arguably the second best counter-attacking team in the league at the moment. Arguably, which means the best out-and-out attacking teams based on current form are United, West Ham, and Liverpool, based on current league position and form. So, really and truly, this should be one of the best attacking teams against one of the best defensive teams currently in the league. I think it should be a really good game. I think it's going to be one of those cases of can you break them down and can they counter?
Whoever dominates the midfield will dominate the game.
They don't care about the midfield. For them, it's all about goals conceded. Where Tottenham this season have reverted to Mourinho type, where they are hyper defensive. They don't care about having possession of the ball. It's all about a quick break, and I don't think the middle of the park is where that game is decided. I think it's literally, can you break them down? Can you be smart enough to get in behind them? And
well, we'll see.
Great test for Souček because he's obviously one of your great creative influences this season, along with Rice
and others.
So this is a real test. Can they do it against an elite team, against an elite defense? I know West Ham haven't been, Tottenham maybe haven't been at quite their very best the last few months, but it is still an elite defense, and I think it'd be foolish to say otherwise.
I think so. Don't see why not. I think they'll do really well.
Who's Liverpool's all-time top goal scorer?
Oh God, I think it's Ian Rush. No, look,
See, for Rush or Dalglish, I think. I'm not too sure.
What statues are outside the ground?
Ian Rush is the all-time top scorer.
Yeah.
The Ken Dalglish statue, I believe, is outside the ground.
Okay.
I might be wrong on that one. Okay, interesting. So Ian Rush, all-time top goal scorer.
Yeah.
230 goals. Second is Roger Hunt with 168. This is just league goals. Let me try and find one which shows all goals. 2 seconds.
I've got one which claims to be all goals on Transfermarkt, which fairly reliable. Which has got Rush, then
346. I've got Rush at now. So this is everything. This is League Cup, FA Cup, Europe. So it's Rush at 346, Roger Hunt at 285, Gordon Hodgson at 241, Gerrard's fifth at 186, and as a midfielder in the Premier League, that's fucking brilliant.
That's insane.
Fowler 183, Dalglish 172, Michael Owen at 158. Imagine if Michael Owen didn't do that injury against Leeds and would have stayed at Liverpool all his career. Fucking hell. I mean, Mohamed Salah, 4 seasons now? And he's at 118. That's brilliant. Sadio Mane's 19th with 92. Bobby Firmino was 20th with 84. In Liverpool's top 20 all-time goal scorers, the front three are there. That's fantastic.
Very good.
They are incredible. I love Dark Cout. Can we just talk a little bit about Cout for a minute? Do you know what?
Even when he was, and I remember when we bought him because he'd scored like 20, 30 goals in the Dutch league. Yeah. So you kind of expect, again, it's wrong to expect something like that coming from that league, but you still kind of expect it. and he was great. I mean, the first game I think he played in was Aston Villa, and we beat them 2-1. Because I remember going to the like a race course that day. And we got back just in time for the at the ground. We just got back to the pub in time to watch it. And it was the Bob Paisley statue was outside Anfield. I do apologise. Anyway, and he scored a goal. But for me, the best thing about Dirk Kuyt was his work rate. His work rate was second to none. He would run and run. Him and Andy Robertson in the same squad.
Mate, I loved Cal, and we were linked with him. It was we ended up with Obafemi Martins. It was that time when we were searching for the next striker to replace Shearer and Owen once they've both gone, or certainly once Shearer had gone and Owen was being a misery guts, and he was one of the ones that was linked with us. And when he went to Liverpool, I was absolutely gutted. And then I got to watch him play, and I was like, I don't know how this man scores goals, but he does. He was just remarkable.
Scored a hat-trick against United.
Yeah, remarkable player. Absolutely loved him. Right, I'm going to ask two big questions because we've been going for 50 minutes, and these will be the last two questions. So, silly question first. We'll get it out of the way, Matt. You had a good result in the Europe in midweek, but a lot of people are claiming that the wheels have come off again in general. How are you feeling? Have Liverpool generally turned a corner and it's just been a couple of bad results again?
I'm sticking to what I'm saying, and I'm saying that Liverpool aren't playing awful. Liverpool are doing very well with the current circumstances. Take any right, okay. If you would take West Ham, if you take their main defenders out, how would you be getting on?
Yeah, 4 main defenders.
Yeah,
won't be that good.
Three main defenders. Take away 3 main defenders. Where's your position?
Any league? 3, pick one.
But Liverpool have lost Van Dijk, Gomez.
Yeah. If you lost both your centre backs and one of your full backs, mate, you'd be in all sorts of trouble.
Oh yeah.
So I'm not stressed. What I'm thinking is Liverpool getting that top 4, crack on. Next season we go again.
Yeah.
But what I do like is that Van Dijk's been included in the Champions League squad.
Ooh.
Yeah, so they're expecting the return to be closer than maybe some of us thought. But also, the other question I wanted to ask to Phil is, how far do you think West Ham can actually go this season? Do you think you can realistically challenge for top 4, or will you ultimately settle for a European space and be quite happy that you got it?
I'll be happy with Europa League, but if we can get the top 4...
What?
I'll be happy if we get that.
No.
Wait,
bro, fuck that. No. If
start the season, I tipped them for relegation.
Same here. I thought it was going to go down. But listen, I mean, it's great to... If we did get in the top 4, that'd be unbelievable.
Hear me out here. West Ham getting the top 4. Who's your manager at the moment? It's Moyes, isn't it still?
Yeah.
Okay, right. He's not going to attract footballers, but playing in Champions League football is.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It would be huge for you.
You need a season like this to get them footballers.
I think the only thing that would really upset Phil and a lot of West Ham fans is if Moyes got West Ham to the Champions League. Gold and Sullivan have been proved right. They're bringing you to the big stadium.
They'll take all the credit.
They both actually look like Del Boy, but if he went to Slytherin and Harry Potter, if you get me, it's a bit of a weird. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, you need a season like this to get the players that you want to get them things you can only dream of. This is the season to do it. There's that, with COVID hitting everything, you've got to remember, if you're a player and you're in a routine, that routine's gone. A lot of people, everything's completely different. This is the season to do it. This is the season. There's teams there in the top 10 who can finish in the top 4. This is the season to do it.
You've managed to avoid, I don't remember there being any big outbreak at your club. You've managed to avoid that. You managed to keep most of your players fit, mate. Do you know what? If you do it, and I mean this, if you do it, it will be huge for your club. And
massive.
Unfortunately, Golden Sullivan should take credit for it because, you know.
Well, they're the ones who don't even want us. They're saying that, we're scared of the ambition. Right, where's our striker?
Yeah, mate. But
You know what I mean?
You got Jesse Lingard and his Instagram followers. You sound.
Mate, get that Champions League spot, and then you can bring in any striker you want.
No, we'll find a way of messing it all up again, like we always do.
Mate,
Listen,
imagine
you win
qualify.
tomorrow. You win tomorrow. You're in the top 4, right? The problem is Liverpool being one of the main teams. If these teams that are always meant to finish in the top 4 haven't scored after 60 minutes, it gets flappy.
Yeah.
So if you get to 60, 70 minutes tomorrow and it's still 0-0, watch the mistakes from Tottenham happen. It's happening with Liverpool. If Liverpool aren't winning 2-0 by 70 minutes, I'm like, here we go. Watch.
It's happening again.
Yep.
So here's the thing: are you chasing Leicester or Chelsea though? That because Chelsea's suddenly in great form as well, and then you're looking over your shoulder at Liverpool as well. Mate, it's going to be real tough, but it would be huge for you if you could. It would be absolutely mammoth.
Can I answer this question for you, Philip?
Yes.
Right. So, when Sheffield United, who are currently bottom in the league, started this season, where do you think they wanted to finish?
I would have said top 10.
Okay. Wrong.
17th?
Nope. Wrong again. I will tell you the correct answer. Every single team should be aiming to finish first. You should be looking at Man City only. Forget what's fucking behind you. You look at the top. And then when you get to the top, you look at building the gap. If every single club went by them ethics, it'd be a fucking great league.
It would be.
I totally agree with that, actually.
I met the Widnes Vikings coach. If anyone doesn't know who Widnes Vikings are, the rugby league team. We were very much like Man United, celebrating the past, present. And I said to him, where are you looking at finishing this year? And he went to me, Matthew, I'll tell you this, and I say this to every one of my teams that I've coached them, and go on, he went, because obviously they were favourites to be relegated at the time. He went, we always aim to finish top. As a team, you should always aim to finish top. And here's my dig at the Everton fans who will be watching this. Everton's slogan is only the best is good enough. So we should be aiming for the best. So if it is a draw tonight and they're celebrating a draw, they're not even celebrating their own club's ethics. Every club should be aiming to finish first.
That's that is a very good thing to. I like that.
No, I like that. It's really, really good. Well, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this and having a good old chat. I've really enjoyed it. Actually, it's been great. If you've enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and have a lovely day. Anything you guys want to say before we close off?
No, I'm gonna eat the rest of my lamb keema from yesterday.
What have you actually got for breakfast? You told us you were going to show us, and you never showed us what you actually had.
I got sausage and bacon on toast, but that is all. I won't be having this for a while because this morning my mother-in-law said to me that I look like a fat cunt, and I had a red Liverpool dressing down. She went, "Oh, you look like Santa too." I went, "Oh yeah, fucking brilliant, isn't it?" So
I'll have the remaining sausage and bacon then.
So I did eat it as just to be polite. So I ate that. But if I'm going to end on anything, it's everyone be safe, be kind, because everyone's going through a tough time at the moment. And lockdown, it's nearly over, and as soon as it is over, I'm hopefully going to get to a game because I've not been one for a few years, and
I can't wait for it, mate. Honestly, we're going to also do a vlog where we go to a game. That would be another great one we could do. We could get some people, pick a random team somewhere in the country, and meet up and go to a game.
Do you know what I'd love to? Do you know what I'd love to go see? Blackburn Rovers. Reason being, hear me out, is 25 years ago they won the Premier League.
Yeah,
96. Yeah. 20. So how much have clubs changed in 25? Well, they got relegated 2 years later, but how much have clubs changed?
In 25 years.
25 years.
We should do that. We'll do that. That'll be something we'll do. We'll wait for this to all be over. I'll do my travel in the country for football video, and we'll go to a Blackburn game. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good, mate.
Daniel, before you go, I've got one question for you.
Go for it.
Okay. Option A.
Yeah.
Newcastle win the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Option B. Mike Ashley's gone.
Mike Ashley's gone. I don't even care. I don't even care. If we won the FA Cup, he would claim he was right, much like Golden Sullivan, and I don't want to live in a world where Mike Ashley is proven right. Mike Ashley's gone. Do you know what? Absolutely sick and tired of the football, the lack of desire, the lack of ambition. It is.
Okay, but have any of the players ever not been paid?
No.
Have any of the staff ever not been paid?
Yes.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so the players being paid.
Moot.
Yeah.
So, but the players being paid. So you're doing a lot better than Derby, a lot better than Portsmouth, and so on and so forth. You sound. I get where you're coming from, but you could get in a position where, because does anyone remember the I know if you're finishing up, but does anyone, we can talk about next time. Does anyone remember the mystery owner at Portsmouth?
Yes, yeah, mate. It's the weirdness of who actually owned Portsmouth. Do you know what? We had a conversation about this a little while ago. I spoke about it with Chris actually, and what I was saying was that the issue I have at Newcastle with Mike Ashley is some of the things you have to pay for that he refuses. There's mold growing in lots of parts of the stadium.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Above where the food's served, mate. There's mold up there. And stuff like that, right? Players taking ice baths in Sports Direct paddling pools and bins. Mate,
still sounds a lot better than Goodison Park, mate.
Yeah, mate. Goodison Park, where the players nick the bins.
Do you know they put up they felt there's a corner of the stadium, and obviously with Liverpool building the extension, you could see Anfield, so they put like loads of like wood up in the corner so you can't see that bit. I think that's the only work they've had done in the last few years. But we can go on this next time, and I'm sure if Everton get the results for the first time since last millennium, they've not beat Liverpool at Anfield. I'll get a bit of
again.
this.
Yeah, we'll do this again, mate. Definitely. I've enjoyed this. Anyway, once again, if you have enjoyed, like and subscribe, and have a lovely day.
Thank you.